We are back. So we spent time at home in Cape Town with friends, family, and some of my musician buddies, and we jammed and we just made music. We had two gentlemen from the community there with a banjo and a guitar, and they played and we just accompanied them and sang and recorded. So hopefully we'll show you some of that somewhere along the line.
Today we are putting the finishing touches onto our rubbish bin. There's our rubbish bin. Getting a nice coat of blue spray paint.
Serviceable for another year.
Yes, looking nice and shiny. And what have you been doing this morning?
I've been cutting the old Genoa sail to make a cover for the dinghy.
Let's go and take a look.
Protective covering. Yep.
It's so hot today. Wow. It's really hot. In the office they've switched the aircon on, and you know summer has officially started.
And they keep the doors closed.
Yeah.
So that's my square. It actually going to fold double over the boat.
Well, that's a good use of an old sail. So this is the spare of our spare. We still have a spare Genoa up on the boat, but this is the second spare. Over here you can see that we've got the chain, and we have put the chain all the way out, measured 10-meter stretches. What I want to do is to make it easier to tell how many meters of chain we're letting out by clearly marking every 10 meters. And what I'm going to do is use a traffic light system so I don't forget the order. So I'm going to go green, yellow, red. Here you can see how I'm masking it off. And then the other job that I've been doing is I've been sanding down the anchor and putting some zinc on it to protect from the rust. It's like a light galvanized.
got back on Monday and we found that when we were walking we were leaving marks on the floor. Those are the marks. And so every time when you walk down the passage you come there and then you leave marks on the wooden floor. So I was wondering what, it wasn't water, we got a leak or something. Then I took a light towel and I wiped the whole mat on that side. And I checked it and there was no damp in until I got over here. And I wiped the mat. It was a fatty mark. And immediately I lifted the mat up and I saw I had a leak of some sorts. Didn't smell though. Diesel smells, but this didn't smell at all. I could see that it was a diesel leak, and so I've investigated now to see where the leak is. The tank is actually full, very full. This is the level over here. It's full past the sender unit, and then there's the filler cap is outside, and the filler cap is even filled as well. So the level of the diesel is higher than this point here. The temperature is increasing. In Greece, it's 32 degrees today. And that could be why the diesel expands and starts finding a way out.
When we filled these tanks, there was still snow on the mountains.
Yeah. And so over here you'll see a whole wet patch. Yeah. And this is the tap that goes to the engine. And so I'm investigating for a leak. And so it doesn't seem to be here, but it's the high point over here. So if I do this with my finger, if I do that, there you can see the diesel. So it's running from here down, seeping. Not running, just seeping. But it's messed up the whole floor here. And so we put, look at that. That is soaked. So we've put paper down here and you can see how quickly it gets fatty. And so that's the whole area there.
And also we've taken off the wooden panel along here, haven't we? In fact, if I go over there, here's the panel. And you can actually see it's completely wet down that end. So we thought when we came back everything everywhere was hunky-dory and we were really happy with how we had left the boat. But now we have learned something new, not to overfill the diesel tanks when the weather's going to get warmer. This is one tank. How many liters?
This is 480.
And how many liters in the other tank?
480 and 360, I think. 340. 480 and 340.
Okay. So that other tank is visible from the engine room, isn't it? Because we don't actually know whether that one's leaking. We only know this one because we saw it.
So I'll have to wash that off. But first I want to check if it's tight. But these bolts will break off very quick because there's a gasket there. And they normally over tighten it, so I must be very careful. I don't want to break it off because then it will leak. So glad we took it apart. It was quite tricky. This is actually the bed.
We call this one the Hobbit hole.
The Hobbit hole, yeah. Sleeps. Really enjoy sleeping here. It's that height from your head. So I'm gonna wash it off. But I didn't have petrol. Is actually cool to wash it off with petrol because nothing breaks down. Diesel is easy as petrol. It's going to smell, but it cleans it up. Soap and water. Well, as long as I get it to stop.
Let's Google it. Let's Google it. How to clean diesel.
Okay. We've sprinkled corn flour on the floor now. And you can see how it's absorbing. Those very wet spots over there. Starting in the corner. Just use the sieve and sprinkled it. Like baking a cake, and put some over here as well. And so we'll just wait till it absorbs everything off and then maybe give it a wash for the smell.
That's why I choose MChem 24-hour pharmacy. Heart FM is Cape Town's beat.
Is that our new radio? Wow, that's lovely.
Shannon, I'm doing your job. You were supposed to go up the mast and replace the Windex. This little goodie.
I'll be the one climbing up the mast. I'll be the one climbing up the mast.
We've got a job up the mast actually. Okay, so you need to have a good read because that's the one you have to fix to the top of the mast.
Our one arm of the Windex is broken off. Corroded right over there.
I think you can see at that point right up there, our wind indicator only has one arm. One came crashing down one day, so we have a new one now, and Darrol's going to put it up, which means
So it's
going
a nice
up the
windless, well, little breeze, but you can see it's quite flat. So let me do what has to be done.
mast. So what does this thing do, Darrol?
This little pointer here, so a wind vane points into the direction the wind's coming from, over here. And so you are below here, you're looking at these two red marks. Once you reach that point past there, your sails will start collapsing, your boom will swing over and all hell will break loose. I'm doing all my own tying up and securing. My safety officer, Jay Perry's not around today.
Ready?
Yeah.
Enough?
Yeah, a little bit.
More?
Yeah. Okay, stop.
Is that enough? Are you at the top? Yeah, it's not quite straight yet. It needs to come more to starboard. A little bit more to starboard. Okay, stop. Too far, too far. Bit back to port. Stop, 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 stop. Stop there. I think that's it. I think that's about perfect, Darrol. Okay, I'm in the front. That looks good. Perfect. Absolutely spot on. Well, I think that is perfectly straight. I hope Jay will be happy with that one too. This morning we are going to get some air put in this fender. It's not doing its job very well. And maybe one of those fenders, because we've bought a lovely new set of fender sleeves, just like these ones over here. So our fenders are getting some love. So we want them all to match, so our boat will look beautifully dressed. But first we need to get some air in this one. I think that one as well, Darrol. I'll just go check it out. This one is like, those are all pretty
The one
hard.
is quite
This one's
flat.
a bit softer. Shall we put a bit more in this
Yeah,
one?
yeah.
Okay. Lovely calm day. So we're going to hop in the dinghy. May as well do a rubbish bin run at the same time. And jump aboard. Let's go, baby. So we're off to get our fenders pumped up. So nice and cool in here. Hello. Here's the chandlery. Try.
Yeah.
You have to go at the back in the
Yes, I'll
workshop.
take it. Yeah, yeah.
If there's anybody there, because I don't know where are they.
Oh, okay.
Okay, no problem.
We played that one.
laat me hoor die beat, né? Laat ons die drama kan maar nie groot voor ons is die beat en ons.
As jy hom maak net dan kan jy record.
Nee, nog niet zo hoor maar die beat reg kry. Ja, sal nie weet.
After you hear the song, then I'll call you with it.
Ja.
Wat jy moet beat. Ja, maar
Sy Dina kan.
hoor dit?
Ons moet beat. Lekker maak jy nou.
Dat is maar 'n bietjie. As jy 'n bietjie te staar wat ons gaan speel het nou, dan kan jy maar 'n bietjie pep in sit jy laat ons net 'n bietjie kan.
But when you change, you must we must know where you're going.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sometimes you have a break and then you change.
Darrol, now's the time for the tequila.
How about a nice cold drink?
You can have a cold one. I'm gonna have here. Draft. It's lunchtime.
Ah,
You hungry?
not really, are you?
Getting there.
I might be if I see the menu.
Yeah. No spots over here, man.
No spots over here, it's a busy day. Hi. Oh, look at that. Perfect spot.
Enjoy.
Thank you.
Come on.
And somewhere over there, Darrol is swimming. I think I might go and join him. we hope that you've enjoyed this episode. As you will have gathered from the intro, we have a big journey ahead of us this season. And I want to say a very special thank you to the musicians who really captured the sound of Cape Town, our home.